Hello, I'm Bill Russell, and I'm the proven conservative Republican candidate in this race. A little bit about myself: I'm a husband, a father, a small business owner, and an American soldier. When we look at this race and what are the challenges facing us, everyone and many people will agree that there are many people in this room, in this nation, who are scared of the direction our country is going. And they see that the direction we're going with a health care bill that's just a law that's just been shoved down our throats, cap and trade, immigration reform, granting all kinds of new rights and voting privileges to illegals who are going to be an extra drain on our system. These are all things that are scaring people. And they want a candidate that they know that they can trust, someone who has the capabilities, someone who has the vision for what this region could be, and somebody who has the means to implement it. Now, when we look at the capabilities, we want a candidate who has the ability to work with people. I've certainly proven that all over the world with people from many different nations, all walks of life, and in some very difficult circumstances. I've had the opportunity in my career as a Division Force Protection Officer in Iraq, working with the 1st Infantry Division, working to protect the 34 bases spread across an area the size of West Virginia to protect the 35,000 people on those bases. And through the work with my fellow soldiers, the commanders and the soldiers on those bases, we ensured that there was not a single penetration by a car bomb or a suicide bomber during that tour. When we look at the vision, what I've been talking about now for the last 3 years, when I first got into this race, when it was a matter of principle, not a matter of opportunity, I've been talking about this region being able to lead America to energy independence. We have the resources, we have the capability. And what we need to do is simply send somebody to Washington who will fight to get Washington out of the way so that we can develop our resources. We don't need a handout from Washington. Certainly after 36 years of worrying about an earmark-induced economy, our greatest export remains our adult children. We can do better. And I'm the person with the vision to do that. Finally, I'm perhaps the one candidate who has had the opportunity to caucus with the 27 other combat veterans running for Congress who believe that energy independence is essential to American national security and is part of our economic security. And if elected, I will go into Congress with approximately 10 other, at least 10 other candidates who believe that and will work with me as a caucus to make that vision happen. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Michelle, thank you for bringing us on. I look forward to taking your questions.
Hi folks, I'm Mark Kritz. I'm running for Congress on May 18th. I am the other candidate that's in the special and in a Democratic primary. So I'm actually running 2 simultaneous campaigns at the same time. But first off, I wanted to thank Tom and Brian and Michelle and Dave for hosting us, for putting this together for us. And I have to mention that, after the fire you had not too long ago, I mean, this is amazing. What you've done here is really overwhelming, and you're to be commended, and I applaud you. But the reason I'm running for Congress is that folks across in this political race, people across the country are trying to turn this into a national election. And what I'm here to tell you is this election is not about Washington, D.C. It's about Washington, PA. It's about Washington Township, Cambria County. This election is about you. It's not about me. It's not about any of these gentlemen up here. It's about you and what your issues are, what you need to happen. Over the past several years, I've been working through Mr. Murtha's office and doing economic development, working with the folks on the ground, working with township supervisors, commissioners, state reps, state or federal representatives, agencies, trying to solve the problems that we have back here, bringing people together. And let me tell you something. This isn't about Democrat, this isn't about Republican, this isn't about independent, it's not about liberal, it's not about conservative. It's about problems, it's about solving issues. Issues don't have a party or you can't put them into a box. It's about bringing people together to solve these problems. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Irwin, Pennsylvania, which is in Westmoreland County. My mother is from Canonsburg, which is in the Washington County part of this district. My dad's from Uniontown, which is in the Fayette County part of this district. I met my wife. We're both IUP grads. She's a school teacher in the Johnstown School District. I got my degree in MIS, which is Management and Information Systems from IUP, and we both live in Johnstown. I'm Western Pennsylvania all over. And what I want to tell you, what I can promise you, is that I've been a working man all my life. Everything that I have, I've earned. And I want to go to work for you in Congress because, like I said, this isn't about party, this isn't about ideology, it's about working together. And what we've seen in this race so far is a whole lot of, let's draw a line in the sand, you're on one side, I'm on the other side. That's not how you solve problems. How we solve problems back here is we come together and we work things out. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you. I need your support on May 18th. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Ryan Bucchianeri, and if we were ever going to change Western Pennsylvania for the better, we had better begin by changing who we send to Congress. We have seen failed policies and inaction from our politicians cause the people of our region to lose their jobs, lose their homes, lose their health care, and ultimately lose their faith in the positive role the government can play. As a result, I come from a generation that may be the first in our nation's history that will not be able to leave the nation better off for the next generation to come. You see, I was born and raised in the Mon Valley, and I've seen with my own eyes the mills close, the business close, and too many of my friends have to move away. But I didn't let that get me down, and I learned early on that I would have to work even harder to succeed and make a difference for this region. I went on to play football at the United States Naval Academy, lived and served throughout the world, including 2 tours in the Middle East, and had the honor of graduating from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. My civilian professional background includes international business development on 4 continents with Lockheed Martin, and foreign policy experience with the U.S. State Department. Now, I know that might sound like a lot for a 35-year-old, but shouldn't that be the case when we elect someone to Congress? Shouldn't we expect more from who represents us and that they have a strong foundation for public service? As I've talked with people throughout the district, there is one thing most clear. Western Pennsylvanians want change and new leadership in office. They're tired of partisan politics and gridlock in Washington and politics as usual. And with your support on my watch, I can bring that new leadership to Washington and focus on things that are important to us here at home, like job creation, educational opportunity, affordable and accessible health care, and most importantly, responsible government. Through my leadership training and experiences throughout the world, I've seen firsthand what we're up against, and I know what it takes to move this region forward. I appreciate your time. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Very briefly, the Libertarian Party candidate for the special election, Demo Agoris, was invited to attend this evening's forum but declined the Daily American's invitation.